There's one truth that many Last Fiefdom players realize far too late. In this world, you don't lose because your power is too low. You lose because someone progressed faster than you. Just falling a few hours behind during the first day of a new server can create a gap so massive that catching up becomes almost impossible. And that is exactly where BlueStacks completely changes the way people play Last Fiefdom. Because this is not just another ordinary strategy game. Last Fiefdom is a war of resources, a war of time, and a war of patience. From the very first minutes after entering the game, you are thrown into a world where everything never stops moving. Buildings must constantly upgrade, troops must train 24 hours a day, resources must be farmed every single hour. Leave your queues idle for just a few hours, and hundreds of players will already move ahead of you. And the longer you play, the more you begin to realize something even more terrifying. The strongest players in Last Fiefdom are not always the ones who spend the most money. Usually, they are simply the ones who optimize everything better. That is why most experienced players eventually switch to playing on BlueStacks for PC. Because when you play on mobile, the limitations slowly begin to appear. Your phone overheats after hours of farming. The battery drains incredibly fast. Large-scale battles become laggy. Managing multiple accounts becomes almost impossible. But with BlueStacks, everything changes completely. You can leave the game running day and night without worrying about battery life or overheating. Playing with a keyboard and mouse makes every action much faster and smoother compared to mobile. And most importantly, BlueStacks allows players to operate an entire system of accounts simultaneously. And this is what truly creates the gap between average players and the fastest growing players in the server. Most top players follow a very similar setup. One main account for fighting, and behind it, several farming accounts constantly working like resource factories. While the main account focuses on power growth and PvP, the farm accounts continuously gather wood, food, stone, and gold all day long before transferring everything back to the main account. Trying to manage all of this on a phone would drive almost anyone insane after a few days. But on BlueStacks, it becomes nothing more than a few clicks. The multi-instance feature allows you to open multiple game windows at the same time. But the truly terrifying feature is multi-instance sync. With a single action on one window, every other account instantly follows. You click gather once. 4 farming accounts immediately send troops to gather. You train troops once. Every account starts training together. You claim rewards once. Every window collects rewards simultaneously. And once you get used to that level of efficiency, almost nobody wants to go back to playing on mobile again. But BlueStacks still has another advantage. Because in a strategy game like Last Fiefdom, the most important thing is not combat. It's long-term progression. And this is where Eco Mode reveals its true power. When Eco Mode is enabled, BlueStacks dramatically reduces CPU and RAM usage. The FPS of background emulator windows is lowered to save system resources, while the game continues running overnight. This means you can leave multiple Last Fiefdom accounts running overnight, while your PC still operates smoothly. Meanwhile, resources continue increasing. Troops continue training. Research keeps progressing. Dragons keep upgrading. And your account keeps getting stronger every single hour, even while you are sleeping. That is the true nature of Last Fiefdom. This game is all about progression speed. The player who optimizes better wins. From the very first day of a new server, every decision has a massive impact on your future growth. Choose the wrong alliance, and you may never catch up. Upgrade the wrong buildings, and your progression slows down dramatically. Waste resources at the wrong time, and you will struggle for days. And there is one rule that almost every top player understands perfectly. Everything must serve the stronghold. The stronghold is the heart of your entire kingdom. Its level determines nearly everything in the game. Troop tiers, march slots, technologies, features, and overall account strength all depend on it. New players often make one very common mistake. They upgrade buildings randomly because they believe everything is equally important. But experienced players think differently. They only upgrade the exact buildings required to push stronghold levels as fast as possible. Because in Last Fiefdom, the first players to unlock higher troop tiers often dominate the early stages of the server. Beyond building management, the combat system itself is also surprisingly deep. The game features several troop types, including infantry, cavalry, and archers. Infantry acts as frontline tanks. Archers deal massive damage from the backline. Meanwhile, cavalry specializes in speed, making them perfect for hunting-gatherers and launching fast surprise attacks. But what truly makes combat exciting is the hero system. Every hero in Last Fiefdom has unique abilities and specialized techniques. Some heroes are extremely powerful for cavalry compositions. Others are designed specifically for archers or infantry. When paired correctly, your army's strength increases dramatically. But if you use the wrong configurations, most of your heroes' potential is unrealistic. That is why top players do not only care about raw power, they care about formations, they care about counters, they care about timing, and most importantly, they care about alliances. Because in Last Fiefdom, playing solo is almost suicide. An alliance works together, dozens, sometimes hundreds of players come together to the same fight for hours non-stop. At that moment, the map transforms into a real battle. Massive armies with everything, boss battles, fortress battles, enemy scouting, alliance reinforcements, everything happens continuously without stopping. And during those battles, BlueStacks once again shows a massive advantage. Using a keyboard and mouse allows you much faster control compared to mobile. Managing marches, reading coordinates, moving the camera, selecting targets, everything feels smoother and more responsive. Especially during large-scale battles, being even a few seconds slower can cost your entire army. But no matter how exciting the game becomes, Last Fiefdom still demands an enormous amount of patience. This is not the kind of game where you log in for a few minutes and instantly become powerful. This is a war that lasts for weeks, months, sometimes even years. And in the end, the strongest players are not always the ones who spend the most money. Usually, they are simply the players who manage their time better, manage their resources better, and take advantage of every possible opportunity. And when you combine that mindset with BlueStacks, you are almost playing Last Fiefdom on an entirely different level.